Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hopefully, you all had a great day yesterday, uh, especially in the NFL. I had some nice calls in the NFL yesterday, especially in my Facebook group. I tweeted out a few things. Unfortunately, I was betting on the sports book. I had my mindset on betting on Fanduel Sportsbook, and for some odd reason, they had massive problems yesterday. I seen there was a profitable glitch there, so that's neither here nor there. Um, Steph Curry went bonkers last night. Wow. Uh, you know, just a lot of different things went on yesterday. We're gonna get right into it though. Let's see what we can do, how fast we can get this out the way. We got what? Let me see how many games we got. 7 games, and one, two, three, four, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we got a 9 gamer tonight. 9 gamer. Yeah, we got a 9 gamer tonight, man. Remember, you like the video, like, subscribe, whatever the case may be. My Twitter will be in the link in the description. What else? What else? What else? About my last video, yeah, I pointed out some nice points. I had to point out some nice things in my last video. Hope you all enjoyed that. Let's go. Starting off right here with Cleveland and Orlando. Andre Drummond on the Cleveland side of things. You know, you got your Andre Drummonds and Colin Sexton, Larry Nance, Darius Garland, and Chetty Osman and JaVale McGee. Those are your usual suspects right there. Andre Drummond last game, he for some odd reason he didn't play that many minutes, and if he doesn't get at least that 30 to 35, upwards of 30, 35 minutes, then it will hurt his production, his fantasy output. And when he misses those minutes, you get JaVale McGee. So JaVale McGee has been somebody I've been pointing out for whatever reason that Drummond didn't get those minutes. I think maybe he had got a technical foul or something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But like I always say with JaVale McGee, you're getting the minutes, man. You're getting this is what I like. If I know he's getting 15 or 16 minutes a game, then if I know that, then okay, that's cool. His price is creeping up. I probably won't be able to touch him for that, but that was something that I had pointed out last game. Garland has a Q tag. Evan Fournier has a Q tag as well, so we have to wait and see what's up with that. And Colin Sexton, he ended up getting there, especially in the fourth quarter. He started balling last game in the fourth quarter. The shot is there for him. The shot is there for him. He's going to be one of those guys with most improved player of the year. He's going to be up for that. You'll get him at 7,200 on Draftkings, and on Fanduel, you'll get him at the same price, I believe. 7,100. I told you he's one of those guys that you could probably pivot last slates. You could probably pivot off of him from if you wanted to pivot off one of those guys from the Toronto game. You could have pivoted to him. Garland is the one who didn't do so well, but it is what it is. He's got a Q tag. He's he's questionable. He's questionable to a strained right shoulder. And then you got Vucevic. Vucevic is someone who I always play. I didn't play him against Embiid when they played the Sixers, but I think he's got a hefty price tag for this matchup at 8,800. The offense goes through him, man. He's the number one option. The shots will be there for him. It's just the price tag is pretty hefty in this matchup. He's been hitting it. He's got 350. It's like every other game he give you 50 fantasy points. So, judging the way it's going right now, he's probably due for 30-some fantasy points. There are other options on this slate, And if you if every Fournier is not back for some reason, you get Terrence Ross at 5,900 on DK. On Fanduel, you get Terrence Ross for 5,700. So the price is kind of steep. It's gotten up there, but he took he did take 20 shots last game, and they ended up losing that game as well. So that's something to keep an eye out on. And given on this 9-game slate, I don't think I have to go to guys like Michael Carter Williams and Dante Exum. But if you're gonna get Michael Carter Williams at 4,600. But like if you really wanted to punt, that's probably what I probably wouldn't go to a Michael Carter Williams. You'll get a Dwayne Bacon like that. He's coming in at damn near minimum price at 3,600. He's priced around the same too on DraftKings. He's getting 30 minutes, and if the injury situation stays the same, we'll need him. One of these games he's gonna crack 30 fantasy points. But I just wanted to point that out. He's not, nobody else probably was looking into. Moving over to the next game, Charlotte and Philly. Something I want to point out about this game, Charlotte, they're just out there. They're so loose. They were getting smashed the whole game. They act like they were trying to put up a fight, but they were really getting dominated. Especially the guards and forwards like to Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Seth Curry. They were just a little bit too much for those guys. Seems like it's a lot of fantasy points can be produced between both of these teams, and even when Philly faces other teams, seems like they play up to their competition, and other teams have great fantasy games against them. In my last video, I pointed out that I think Terry Rozier, he had the type of energy that, he had that type of energy that I knew he'd come out with that type of energy that would produce a nice fantasy output. But he was hot. He was hot as hell. He was hot. He was on fire. So he had 35 points. He was 12 of 18 from the field, 7-11 for 3. He was hitting stuff. He was hitting shots for guys all over him and all on his back and everything. So I don't expect that type of output from him again. No time soon, or back to back or anything like that. But your usual suspects here is on the Phillies on Charlotte's side. You got Gordon Hayward, Rozier, Devontae Graham, Miles Bridges, P.J. Washington, and then you're gonna have your LaMelo Ball coming off the bench. Like I said, they were LaMelo Ball. He's gonna be getting a lot of. I won't say garbage time. I mean, he's gonna be good for fantasy. Just he's gonna be good for fantasy. He has been good for fantasy. Outside of that first game, he has been good for fantasy. You're gonna get him at 5,600 though. He priced around the same where he was. Going up against, he should get. He's gonna get all. He's gonna get the blowout run, and he's gonna get some meaningful minutes. So he's in play. 6,400 on FanDuel. You probably want to play him on DraftKings. A little bit more aggressive than Devontae Graham, bigger than him and all of that. But this game translates to fantasy goodness. Gordon Hayward had a decent game. It didn't look too good, but it was decent, man, because a lot of his damage was done without the starters without Philly starters in the lineup. So, but however we can get it, what I'm saying. I wasn't on him. You'll get him at 7,300 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, you'll get him at closer to 8K, 7,900. And then on the Philly side of things, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. On a smaller slate, you could stack them up. Those boys are going to get there. it's a little harder for Joel Embiid to get there once they blowing them out. You know, what's his name? Biyombo is not a bad defender, man. He's not a bad defender, but Embiid is who he is. But as long as Bismack Biyombo don't get in foul trouble, he could turn value. I know it probably won't. So it's not somebody that you guys want to look forward to, but if this game try to stay close to anything like that, you know they have to dump the ball down there to Embiid. And Ben Simmons got a triple-double. Tobias Harris was going crazy. Somebody who I've been pointing out. He was 7,300 at the time. And like I said, you know, he's just Mr. Reliable. And yesterday, on Saturday, he just had him a game. 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. You know, and on top of that, he had 5 turnovers. You're gonna get him at 8K over here on Fanduel, but you know, not a priority for me. At 7,300, that was really nice. He's 7,600. I don't mind going back to him, but this slate is bigger and there's more options out there. Seth Curry, one of my favorite players from this game. I think you could go right back to him at a cheaper price tag. He's at 5,600 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, I think he's a little bit more cheaper though. Oh, he's around the same. The shots are there. You know, he's fitting right into this offense, spacing the floor good for these guys. I like Steph Curry, man. Seth Curry. Moving over to New York and Atlanta, you know what's going on with the you get on the Atlanta side. You're gonna get Trey. He's gonna be under 10K. John Collins 6,700. He's priced the same over here. Oh, you know what? On FanDuel, I think he's 6,800. Where is he? Collins. Yeah. No. Yeah, he's 6,800. So this game here is gonna be really good for fantasy, man. There's a lot of players in play, in my opinion, in this game. I'm just going to go down the line. I mean, you know, everybody's in play. It looks like Capella is at that 30-minute mark right now. They're probably holding him there for a little while. So you see his first 2 games was 20 minutes. Second 2 games was his third and fourth game was 30 minutes. So it looks like he's going to be there. He's definitely in play. Y'all know what he can do. Let me go over here to the depth chart. Yeah. So and then like at this Atlanta, they fake deep. You know, you got Bogdanovich, Cam Reddish. You know, they got some mouths to feed. You just got to pick the right guys the right pieces that have to be there every night. Trey, he can blow up any day. You guys know that. Bogdanovich, probably somebody who I'm off. He hit some big shots against Cleveland last game, and they lost. Cleveland ended up winning that game, so they really want to bounce back. Deandre Hunter, his price is moving up, and like I said, Clint Capella. So my favorite players from this side would probably be, I know Clint Capella. He's Clint Capella, and probably somebody like Cam Reddish or something like that. But these are Trae Young is a pay up option. He's not even considered. It's just if you play him or not. On a New York Knicks side of the game, side of things, we got a lot of Q tags over here, man. A lot of Q tags. So we got to decipher through those Q tags and those out tags, or whatever the case may be. But I'm loving Jerome Randall in this matchup, pace-up matchup. I love him. I love what he does out there on the court. I don't mind that 9K price tag. On FanDuel, you'll get him for... that's where you really want to play him at on FanDuel, coming in at 8K. So he's living around 40 fantasy points every night. So like I said, rebounds, a few rebounds, assists, and all that. He could go upwards of 50 fantasy points. He's just got to stay out of foul trouble. Alfred Payton, a GPP option. Of course, you know he's up and down, up and down. Just the minutes are up and down too, man. 18 minutes here, 29 minutes there, 36 minutes here, 23 minutes then, 34 minutes. So we got to, it's up on the minutes. We can't even predict his minutes right now, but that's another one of the reasons why he's a GPP option. Robinson, he's in play. I like the play. As long as he stays out of foul trouble, I like the play. You'll get him similarly priced on both sites at 5,500 and 5,700. A lot of rebounds, a lot of loose balls, a lot of block opportunities to be had in this game. He's going up against Capella, though. Capella is a monster, man. But, if he can stay out of foul trouble, if you think he can stay out of foul trouble, he's in play. RJ Barrett, you know where the production is coming from. I like RJ Barrett better on Fanduel. You'll get him at 6,700 on DraftKings. On Fanduel, you'll get him for about 5,900, low 6K. What you'll get him? 6,100. I like him better on Fanduel. He's gonna shoot it. He had a pretty nice game last time against Indiana. He had played 42 minutes, 37 fantasy points, 25 and 5, 8 for 15 in the field. Shot pretty good, 4 for 5 from 3. You probably ain't gonna see this all the time. The last 4 games, he hadn't even hit a 3. So let's hope he's gonna start knocking that 3 down, man, for real. Moving over to the next game, OKC and Miami. What the hell? On the OKC side of things, SGA, his price is going down. He's somebody who most of the time I don't even get to him, man. Like it might be, I might get to him every once in a while. Diallo's cheap option. Dort, I get to Dort and Baisley. Baisley is probably my favorite play from this game. Don't mind some Al Horford, especially on FanDuel. I like the price better on FanDuel. You're going to get Al Horford for 5,300. His basketball IQ is going to push him to 25 fantasy points, And if that's what you're looking for, then there's your guy. That's all I can say about that. I definitely won't be playing him on FanDuel. He's power forward and center eligible on DraftKings, though. He, like I said, his IQ alone gonna follow you into 25 fantasy points, 12.6 rebounds, 4 assists, a block. Just knowing how to play the game of ball. And then Baisley is probably my favorite play. Point per dollar and, everything of that nature. You'll get him on FanDuel. You'll get Baisley for, 5,500 and he's 5,800 on DraftKings. The minutes will be there and are there. He had a double-double, 19 and 12 last game for 39 fantasy points. Like I say, I like Baisley. I don't know if I'll get to him, but I like him. Over here on the Miami side of things, I just don't know where to go every night. Jimmy Butler is somebody who, I rarely even come over here fucking with these guys on Miami. And when Jimmy Butler is back, he just throws look at this, 11 fantasy points. Like, it's hard to nail down these guys. Even guys like Tyler Hero, you'll get him for 5,400, but that 29 minutes and then that 11. That's 17 fantasy points, man. Maybe Jimmy Butler should just sit out to the playoffs, and then you can get this Tyler Hero right here. But I don't know where to go. The big question is for me is probably, when I look at these guys, it'll probably be like, do I want Bam or not? You know what I'm saying? So you'll get Bam over here at you'll get Bam over here at 8,500. He's somebody who does do it all. You know, the rebounds, like, you know, he's a triple double threat. You know, the rebounds, points, rebounds, assists, steals. You know, blocks. He can do it all, man. So that's like when I look at this team. You know, he's probably one of the first guys I look at. He priced the same, similar, whatever, on both sides. I don't mind the matchup. He could smash in this spot. If you want to play him, you can play him. Boston and Toronto. What a juicy matchup this is going to be. We got some high usage players on this team, man. We got some high usage players on this team. The injuries are, you know, we got a Q tag. I think Teague, he sprained his ankle, and that'll open up some time. If he don't play, that'll open up some time for Pritchard. And that's about it for the injuries. This game here, man, it's going to be a lot of, you know, the usual suspects for both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball, they're just about right here in your face. Tristan Thompson, his minutes are, they might be trending up, man. They might be trending up. I like to play. Yeah, I like to play. I don't mind going to him. You'll get him at 4,400. Draftkings, you know, Fanduel, you'll get him at let's see, 4,300. So he's somebody that you can look at. You know, they might want to push him. You know, because they've been starting Tristan Thompson and Tice. So, you know, and then they'll start Tristan Thompson and Tice, and then Robert Williams will come in and make the best of his minutes. His minutes been all over the place, but you know, so that's how they've been doing the center rotation. But as far as, you know, Marcus Smart, the minutes are there. You know, I don't even have to click on them. All these guys on both sides, the main guys right here from Marcus Smart on up, everybody gonna play 35 minutes or better. So it's like you're gonna pick your points between those guys, and good luck with that, man. But you know, I can't pinpoint who's gonna be the best player, whatever, whatnot. What I can say is probably VanVleet is probably gonna take more shots than Lowry. You see, Lowry takes about, given this matchup, so all year long, Lowry hasn't took more than 15 shots. Then you got VanVleet. He takes upwards, probably close to 20 shots a game. And then Pascal, he takes more shots than Lowry as well. So, you know, he took 10 shots in that last game against New Orleans, but, you know, 16, 17, 23. So, you know, that's how that shot distribution been going between those three. And over here on the Boston side, you know, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they the shot chuckers. Marcus Smart, his shot total's been in the double digits every game except for one. But Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're taking, you know, upwards of 20 shots a game, a piece. You can look at Jaylen Brown, 22, 24, 12, 17, 21, 21, 28. Jason Tatum. So, you know, you got some decisions to make. Dallas and Houston, James Harden got a Q tag. Luka got a Q tag as well. Nope, maybe both of these guys gonna play. I don't know. Both of them have hefty price tags. Where Luka Doncic is lower on DraftKings at 10K and he's at 11K on Fanduel. James Harden is 11K on both sites, man. So, man, you know, it is what it is with that. Let me see. Let me go like this. If I'm not mistaken, I think Luka is probable, man. So, but what a game this could be, you know. what a game this could be. We have to keep an eye out on the injury news. Brunson had himself a game against Chicago. Tim Hardaway Jr., Trey Burks, Richardson's and these guys, they need to step it up, man. They really do. They really need to step their game up. I think, I don't know, man. They need to step their game up. All these guys, none of these guys, I'm going to tell you right up, flat out, I'm not on none of these guys. At this point, I think they're a little bit better with Luka playing. On the Rocket side of the ball, Wall, he's at 7,600. Now, come on, man. I think he's a play. He's coming in with the mentality, with that same mentality that he had from Washington. I don't blame him. The shots are there for him. He's been taking shots with or without Harden. He's taking 20 shots a game, back-to-back great fantasy outputs. Hey, at 7,600, and you'll get him at 8,500. He's a better play on DraftKings. Christian Wood, boom. I like to play on DraftKings. He's 7,400. On Fanduel, you're going to get him at a whopping 9K. So he's definitely in play on Fanduel on DraftKings, without a doubt. Eric Gordon, probably somebody I won't get to. This Cousins is probably a no for me. So it's like the usual suspects is the only thing on this 9-game slate I'll be looking to. Either Luka, Harden, Wall, Wood, or that's about it for me. I'm not looking no further under. But you know what though? Like I said, with Luka and when Luka plays, these guys are a little bit better. So you can keep an eye out on that situation. Detroit and Milwaukee. ABC right at the top of the list. He's in play. It is what it is. He's cheaper on DraftKings at 10-8, 11-4 on FanDuel. He got 60, 70 point upside. Hey, it is what it is. Middleton in play. I don't like the price tag, though. I think there's better options on the slate. Cheaper options, 7,700 on both sides. Drew Holiday, don't mind the play, don't mind his price, but he's priced better on FanDuel. But similarly, at 62, what is it? No, he's not 62. He's 64. And then, those are the usual suspects. Bobby Portis is the next man on this team I would even consider. He's been coming in. He's coming in. He's a microwave. He comes in hot, man. He gives you those fantasy points. He went up against his old team. They won't let him shine. He had the double-double. He's just somebody who can come in and give it to you, man. And when I do play him, I like to play him on FanDuel. On DraftKings because of the power forward and center eligibility. He's in play at 4,900. I don't know if I'll be able to get there, though. In limited minutes, I can do better on this slate because it's bigger. And then, on the Milwaukee side, that's it. That's all for me. I wouldn't be going nobody else but those guys. On the Detroit side of things, you got Jeremy Grant, somebody who's being ultra aggressive, 6,900. He's taking 16, 24, 21, 20, 14, 11 shots. So he came over here looking to be aggressive. I'm happy for him. I probably won't get to him. Mason Plumlee, I don't mind the play. This is probably one of my favorite plays on this game. If he can stay out of foul trouble, he's 5,800. He can return great upside on that price tag. Been playing well all year. 13-8, 8-17, 2-10. Assists, a block. A few steals here and there. He has multiple ways to hit value for you. On Josh Jackson, he's got a Q tag, man. I don't know if he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be in play this week. This game. So, you can, he's a big part of scoring. Their scoring punch. 13, 11. He's hit double figures in every game but one. He's got a 27 in there, close to a 20 with a 19, 17. So, you can look to somebody like Derrick Rose. I can definitely see Derrick Rose being aggressive this game. If he can get 28 to 30 minutes, yeah, I can see him being a little bit more aggressive going up against this Detroit team. They're gonna need that fire. So keep an eye out for Derrick Rose, man. He might be, he might be somebody to look at tonight. You'll get Derrick Rose at 5,800 on DraftKings. On Fanduel, he'll get him at matter of fact, he's a 2. He's a shooting guard on Fanduel. You'll get him at I must have went past him. 5,800 on both sites. Blake Griffin, he's just a no for me. I don't want none of them concussions and none of that shit, man. He did play 29 minutes. So, I mean, we'll see. Moving over to the Indiana and New Orleans game. It's not a strange game. It's just gonna be one of those games. You got the usual suspects for Indiana. Brogdon, Oladipo, Sabonis, Turner. So these guys, they log their minutes, they do what they do. Everybody can give out the same fantasy output each game. But you're gonna get Justin Holiday over here for value at 4,300. Pace up matchup for the whole team. Indiana pace up matchup for Indiana, but Indiana can post up too and slow the game down, and that's when if they decide, if Indiana controls the game and play the game how they like to play, that's what hurts the fantasy output for New Orleans. So keep that in mind. But anyway, tough matchups here, man. I mean, Zion got a tough matchup, and then Sabonis has a tough match guarding him. Zion can get out there on the perimeter, go around him or whatever right now with his athleticism and stuff like that. Sabonis got into some foul trouble last game. Zion, he's known for getting into foul trouble sometimes too. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Sabonis is priced up. He almost 10K. He can give you a double W every day. In fact, he has. I think he got in foul trouble this last game with 13 and a 13, so you can see how a foul trouble can limit his upside. Still gave you almost 40 fantasy points. He was 9,400, but you're looking for more. He has shown that he can give you 50, 60. That's not a problem. So it's just a tell. Do you want to pay that? Do you want to go elsewhere? I'm undecided. It's early. Malcolm Brogdon had himself a game last game. Played 41 minutes, 12 or 18 from the field, 33 points. The boy is just good, man. 7,900 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, you'll get him at 7,800. Price similarly. The boy is good, man. Victor Oladipo, somebody been playing as well. He's been hitting value like all the time. He's been hitting value, and I can admit I've been sleeping on it. I ain't been sleeping on it. I just ain't been picking him, man. And I really like his matchup. He's probably somebody that I won't mind going to, in this environment, at New Orleans, pace up game. So keep an eye out on Victor Oladipo. He's starting to stand out a little bit more to me. And like I said, Miles Turner, he's somebody who could, get the rebounds, the blocks, and shit like that. I probably won't be going to him, but on the OKC side of things, Brandon Ingram, he's in play. He's probably my favorite Pelican right now. Now that I think of it, like who they got to guard him. The shots are gonna be there. He's gonna take some shots. So 8,400 on DraftKings. 8,400 on Fanduel. I just don't like if they get man. I don't like the pace that Indiana plays. So, but if I'm considering I'm paying up for somebody, I'll probably pay up for Brandon Ingram here. I only do one lineup, so don't quote me on that. I'm just saying, I'll just leave it there. I like him. I like him. I don't mind some Zion Williamson. His price is coming down. Um, you know, his price is coming down. I just don't know what his upside is going to be against this team. But you do got, other guys on the slate that I could pivot to and better and faster pace up matchups that might just take me totally off of him. Lonzo Ball, somebody who I haven't been playing, uh, and who I don't play like that, man. I don't play him like that. Uh, Maybe one day this season, but I just don't play him like that, man. Eric Bledsoe, he's another guy. 6,300. Like last game, he had a good game. Okay, I give you that, but I just can't. He's just one of those guys I just don't get to. Steven Adams, he plays good, man. I mean, he's been a good addition for this team. They really needed him. He's been, double here, double there, close. He just comes in and knows how to, he does what he has to do. Josh Hart, somebody you can look at for cheap, right along with McDermott and Justin Holiday. Those are probably as cheap as I go on this team, in that game. Last game of the slate, man. Sacramento Golden State, man. What a game Stephen Curry had last night. You know he's in play every day. 9,300. It is what it is. As far as the Sacramento side of things, Darren Fox in play all day, every day. They're playing the starters. These guys are playing. You see how many minutes these guys are playing the minutes, man. They are playing the minutes. 35, 36, 37, 38, between 35 and 40 minutes for Fox, Hield, Barnes, Holmes, and Bagley has not been getting all the minutes. They might as well break the chains off of him, and they need to do a better job of getting him acclimated in the game. Luke Walton needs to work on that. This guy is talented. But like I said, Buddy Hield, he's going to shoot 17 shots, 18 shots, 10 shots, 16, 14, 15, 11 threes, 7 threes, 9 threes, 7 threes, 15 threes, and 12 threes. Buddy Hield is going to go out there and chuck it up. Barnes, somebody who's been chucking it up this year, 13, 14, 16, 14, 15 shots. Fantasy production has been up. It just seems like the coach wants these guys to, I'm just concerned on what they're doing with Bagley right now. I know what the rest of these guys are going to do, and as far as picking them, you could if you want them, pick them. If not, it is what it is. They're all in play. All of them have very nice price tags going up, and they all have this is a favorable matchup. So, man, it's going to be plenty shots to go around in this game. For cheap options, on Sacramento side, with no Halliburton, you got guys like Kyle Guy, but they veteran backup Corey Joseph. He does come in and gets minutes. At 3,800, his price is going down. He was 4,200 last game. He's gotten high as 4,700. Man, 28 minutes, 23 is just somebody to consider, even if you're playing a late night slate or a single game slate. Just people, somebody you can consider. On the Golden State side of things, another same thing over here. What you see is what you get. The minute guys, the Currys, the Wiggins, the Oubre, Dre, and Wiseman. Draymond, how many minutes did he play last game? He played 28 minutes, so it looked like he's back. He just got to get back to stuff in that stat sheet. He's something like a point forward. He's going to have his peripherals are going to be that he's got to get the rebound and the scoring some points. He only got 1 point in 2 games. He need to work on that, man. Even if he out there shooting threes, that's what he's going to have to do. Wiseman got the start last game, and he's been he had a decent fantasy output, man. At 31 fantasy point, we'd like to see Wiseman get a little bit more minutes, man. A little bit more, at least 27, 28. But 30 fantasy points, the rookie, he's looking all right. Oubre, his shot hasn't been falling, but he's looking better as of late. I think he had 30 fantasy points, 29, 5,500. Yesterday he hit the most shots that he's hit all season with 7. That's a good sign. One day he's gonna blow the doors off. One day we all know he has upside, so one day he's gonna kill it. And Andrew Wiggins, these guys are the culprits. Just the ones, which ones you want to figure, you want to throw into your lineup. And that's about it, man. That's about it. Curry and Darren Fox is priced really well. They're priced really well, man. Everybody on this team in this game is priced really well. I like the price tags on everybody. Oh, but I forgot to go on Fanduel. But I have to point it out that these guys are cheaper on Fanduel. Most of those guys are cheaper on Fanduel. Buddy Hield, 57. Wiggins, 63. And then I think Rashawn Holmes, he's cheaper on DraftKings. Very nice, interesting play on DraftKings, bro. And you can put them for a late night hammer. You can drop them down at the utility spot. One day I'm gonna go through a lineup with you all. One day we're gonna try that out, man. But anyway, like and subscribe if you like the video, man. Shout out to everybody, man. My subscribers, man. I can't thank you guys enough. My count has been going up. Thank you all, man. I'm open to all constructive criticism, man. Get at me in the comments some things that you like, some things that you don't like, some things I need to do better. However, everything is up for debate. I mean, it is up. Everything is up there, man, in consideration. I just here to provide my insight on whatever, So like and subscribe, man. I hope you guys have a good slate tonight. I go back to work tonight. I've been off for 4 days, bro. I've been off for 4 days. So back to the third shift, man. But I'm out of here, guys. Peace.